What's up, guys? Fooch from Fooch TV, and today we're going to be talking about BTS. Now, no, don't worry, this channel is not turned into a K-pop channel or anything. I'll still be focusing on Korean social issues and other things related to Korea, and sometimes a bit of comedy. I throw some comedy in there to try to keep things light every once in a while. But today what we're going to be talking about are how some Chinese netizens were upset with the massive band known as BTS, which does not need an introduction since I'm sure you already know them. Now, this story actually started a couple of weeks ago on October 7th when they were receiving an award. The award they received was on October 7th. It was the James A. Van Fleet Award, which is established. That award was established in 1995, and it's awarded to figures who have contributed to Korean-U.S. relations. Now, who was James A. Van Fleet? He was a commander of the U.S. 8th Army during the height of the Korean War in 1951. So the article you see here, we're going to jump right back to this in a moment, but this is a big brand. BTS promotions disappear as ban sparks uproar in China. We're going to get to that in just a moment. This was the original article that popped up, but a post or a article from the South China Morning Post goes into the exact quote that was said by the BTS member. So let's go over here. Let's say, so again, it was rewarded on October 7th during their acceptance speech. BTS frontman RM referred to the Korean War, which the U.S. obviously aided South Korean to fight against North Korea from 1950 to 1953. The thing that he said was, "We'll always remember the history of pain that our two nations shared together and the sacrifice of countless men and women." Now, this upset some Chinese netizens because they said they were being insensitive to the Chinese soldiers who fought in that war. And that just leaves me saying, what? Why the heck would, when receiving this award, BTS acknowledge the fallen Chinese soldiers when, newsflash, China was the enemy in this conflict? And honoring the U.S. and South Korean soldiers that have fought hard and died during the war does not mean anything against China. They're not putting the middle finger up to them. When the U.S. honors, fallen World War II vets, we're not saying F you Germany, F you Japan, F you Italy. No, we're just honoring the fallen soldiers. There's no reason why when the U.S. honors fallen World War II vets, that they would also honor fallen Nazis. It just doesn't make any sense. We're not disgracing Germany when doing that, but we're just, expressing honor to the fallen soldiers. So the fact that some netizens would demand that they would also respect the fallen Chinese soldiers just absolutely does not make any sense. This was not a soccer game where at the end of the game everyone says good game, even if you lost, or if you won, you tried hard, good game, whatever. This was a war. People died, families were torn apart, and essentially the entire Korean peninsula was absolutely destroyed during this terrible conflict. So why? It just doesn't make any sense that they would honor the Chinese fallen soldiers. So I don't know why they would be upset with that. But the real disgusting thing in this story is not the Chinese netizens. It's the companies that are doing business in China. You see, after the netizens started getting upset, some reactions took place by some of the companies doing business in China that have deals with BTS. Post taken from the article on the Korean Times from October 12th. Post featuring Samsung's BTS Special Edition smartphones. This is the Samsung S20. They have a special BTS edition. Those phones and earphones disappeared from Chinese e-commerce platforms Tmall and JD.com as the controversy swirled. BTS-related posts from other companies, including sports fashion brand Fila and automaker Hyundai, which have endorsement deals with the 7-member group, also disappeared from their official Weibo account, Chinese users said. Now, none of the companies commented when being asked by Reuters about this incident, but it's just shocking that something like this, which isn't even really controversial, there's no reason why the netizens should have got upset about this. The fact that those companies that have BTS related memorabilia or products, that they would immediately delete it from their website is kind of disgusting. Fila, whatever, it's an Italian brand, whatever. But Samsung and Hyundai, two of Korea's biggest companies, which probably wouldn't exist along with BTS if South Korea lost the war, they're actually going to remove BTS from their site just for these angry netizens complaining about something that doesn't make any sense. You would think Samsung would back its own country, or Hyundai would back its own country in this, but nope, I guess money speaks the loudest, and they did not want to have anything to do with this. Now, in a follow-up article on the South China Morning Post, this was published on October 19th, so a week after the Korean Post article. It pretty much talks about how the Chinese government is trying to actually roll back some of the backlash and anger towards BTS, because a lot of countries are not happy with China because of the COVID-19, Corona, whatever you want to call it. And they really don't want to make any more enemies right now. So they kind of are trying to roll back. Following the BTS dispute, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian, I'm butchering that name, whatever, said last Monday, I want to say that we should learn lessons from history and look forward to the future and hold peaceful and strong friendships. Now, the Chinese state-run media outlet Global Times, which withdrew its original October 12th article online about Chinese internet users angry at BTS, posted on October 14th a new piece highlighting the Koreans' negative reaction to the uproar in China. It said some Korean media are criticizing Chinese netizens for overreacting and being extremely patriotic, which is a fair criticism to make by Korean media, isn't it? Some professor at a Korean university, let's scroll down here. Let's see, where are we? The professors, which professor are we talking about here? Lim Ji-hee, a professor at Wong. It's really hard to read Korean homogenized into English. I wish they had the Hangul here. Wonkwang University, I'm guessing he's the Department of the Chinese Relations Institute. He said the article was far from extremely critical, and South Korea did not have to pay much attention to it because the CCP had not shifted its position. What we have to focus on is the stance and reactions from the Chinese government, not what news agencies are talking about. So we thought that the incident kind of ended there, and it wasn't really a big issue anymore. However, today, apparently, Chinese logistics firms suspend delivery service for BTS products. Now, not even a day after China's fifth largest logistics company, Hyundai Express, announced it will halt the delivery of products related to BTS, two more companies, YTO Express and ZTO Express, have also joined the boycott for products related to BTS. And this is all related to the October 7th comment that I mentioned earlier in the video. And some Chinese BTS fans are kind of split. Some are saying that this is going too far, while others are saying that, this is justified and what BTS did was wrong. But again, I cannot see why BTS should follow the Chinese fallen soldiers, because again, at that point in history, China was backing North Korea, which was fighting South Korea, and South Korea was backed by the U.S. Now, you can argue whether or not China should have entered the war. That's an argument you can make. But the fact that, we should honor the enemy's fallen soldiers, or the enemy at that time, their fallen soldiers, doesn't make any sense to me. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the netizens in China do you think they have a right to be outraged? Or I'm sure they have a right, but do you think this is a reasonable thing to be outraged about? Do you think BTS should apologize? How should BTS respond? I want to know what you guys think down in the comments. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. You know the whole deal. You know the spiel. I will talk to you guys soon.